What's going on, everybody, man? Welcome back to the Just Sizzling News podcast, man. We talking hoops today. We got our guy Ryan Phillips in the building, so excited to talk to him, man. Appreciate everybody tapping in and tuning in with us, man. One of the best podcasts that's talking hoops. All right, so we're gonna talk to him in just a second, but we got to roll the intro. Make sure you like, comment, subscribe, hype it up, and we'll see you guys in just a second. All right, what's going on, y'all, man? Welcome back to the Just Sizzling News podcast. Got a jam-packed show for you guys today, but we're going to start with Ryan Phillips, man, of Phenom Hoops. My boy Baker should be joining here, my co-host in here in just a little bit, man, but we're going to welcome more Ryan Phillips to the show.
Hey, what's up, y'all? It's good to be
What's
here.
going on, man? Thanks for your
How are
patience,
you?
brother.
I got you.
Appreciate it, man. How's everything going?
Hey, we're good over here. How about you?
Doing good, brother. No complaints, man. So, Ryan, I want to start off with an icebreaker, brother. I just want you to tell us a little bit about your story, man. How did you get to where you are today? Where does your love of the game of hoops came from?
So, I grew up playing basketball. I played all 4 years of high school, all middle school, and never got offered by anybody. I always knew I wanted to do something with sports, and I got offered a job to help run some tournaments for a local team, a local organization around here in Woodstock, Georgia, run by a guy known as Jack. So, Energy, big shout out to him. Love that guy. I started running some tournaments for him, started gaining some trust, connected with other people. And he actually sold his company to Phenom Hoops and got me in contact with Rick, Colby, and Tyler Lewis, you know. And then I started running their tournaments in Georgia for director of staff. So I get, clock, book, rest, trainers, things like that. And, now I'm traveling out of state, going to Rock Hill. I'll be in North Carolina this weekend, you know, helping out with them. Started interviewing a couple weekends back. So, trying to grow my personal image off this. And, it's been a blessing.
1,000%. So you talked about your start and how you got into this game. So walk us through, what does it take to run a director of stats and everything that you do? Because like you say, you got to get teams, trainers. How do you run an event the proper way where everything runs smoothly?
Definitely it's a team effort. We all put in, our skill set. I'm running Georgia with Phenom Hoops, this director of staff. So I'm getting, I gotta run the clock, I'm reaching out to teams, making sure they're in our tournaments. Big shout out to Sos, the cameraman down here. He's a big part of what we do, director of operations for the Southeast. So, me and him kind of run it. We got Tyler, Rick, them coming down, helping us out. So we've been able to run three nice smooth tournaments down here in Georgia. And we're looking to expand this July. We have a tournament for the junior nationals coming up. So we're looking to expand on that, get some more teams in here. So we're working day in, day out, trying to get some more teams in there.
So walk me through, how do you recruit? How do you get teams to come play in your showcases so you can put, the talent on display, man, and hopefully like I said, lead to exposure and getting the kids more out there?
So, for me, I personally, will reach out to some teams I see like on different circuits, be like, hey, you know what? This is what Phenom Hoops got to offer. So I'll be DMing some teams on Instagram, Twitter, being like, hey, this is what we got to offer. Come check us out. So I've been able to get a ton of teams just off this, growing our, tournaments, getting everybody exposure. We got a great cameraman crew. We got a great Phenom crew. So we're making it happen out here.
For sure. So when you guys go and you get the, let's say a team signs up, I'm gonna give you, let's say, three teams sign up. They want to be a part of Phenom, hoops, and they want to, I'm saying, be a part of like what you guys doing and get exposure and out there. How does it work in terms of like the film? Like, how do you guys send that out if they participate in your event?
So with these teams, we try because we have about 3-4 videographers per tournament. So we'll try to get at least one mixtape out per team, if not more. Because we got Saturdays, we got bracket play, then Sunday we got championship Sunday. So if you win, you have a good game Saturday, you might get a mixtape, and win that championship Sunday, you'll get two. So we're definitely getting that exposure out per tournament. I'm on interviews, Tyler Lewis on interviews. we're getting hundred thousands of views per weekend. I'm looking at my account. I got 500,000 views in the last 2 weekends. So we're getting that out there. Everybody's seeing it.
Now, for you, where do you what social media do you use in order to get film out? Is it Instagram, TikTok, YouTube? Like, how do you get this film out? I guess like say like the mixtapes and everything, where you're getting those impressions that you just talked about.
So what I use personally, I use Instagram. I know we work a lot on Instagram. We're also on Twitter big. I know, we're posting our write-ups, our final scores, our player of the games, all on Twitter. And then personally, my interviews go up on Instagram only. And then I'll collab with Phenom Hoops Exposure, Rick, Patrick O'Brien, all of them. And then like the mixtapes that we use, we'll collab with the Phenom Hoops page. That's got like 60, 70,000 followers. So we're getting that exposure out per weekend. So everybody, every mixtape's going up, getting upwards of 30,000 views.
Wow. And then, so we know you guys are building this brand, and like I said, you're expanding. You talked about Rock Hill, you talked about North Carolina. So I guess what is the vision? I mean, obviously you're a big part of this, but like I said, it's a team effort. But if you can share, what's the vision? What do you guys ultimately want Phenom Hoops to be?
So, personally, I'm a little new to this, but I'm trying to get us across the country. We're in Arizona. We just started up in Arizona out west.
Mm,
We're in Virginia. We're in Virginia Beach a lot. I know we're in South Carolina, North Carolina. We're going to Florida next year. We're in Georgia this year. We just moved to or Georgia this year. So, we're already, we're coming for other tournaments in here. Other organizations down in Georgia, we're trying to be the best.
yes, sir. Okay, walk me through. I'm a person, I want to be a part of Phenom Hoops, right? Whether that's videography or doing interviews or commentating. How can I be a part of the brand of Phenom?
What I would say, I would just say reach out. I mean, I got super lucky with who I know. Got me into the right places, talked to the right people, got me in the getting in the mix of this. But I would just say reach out. Instagrams are open, DMs are open. We look at them. I mean, I have logins to the Phenom Hoops page, Phenom Georgia page. So I'm going through those Instagram DMs, trying to DM teams off that. But I'm also looking through it, like, players, coaches coming through here talking about, hey, I want to hop in this tournament. I'll reach out to them, or the director of operations will. So we're definitely looking, but we definitely do have a core group right here that have been doing something special for last year. And if you have your talents and you showcase your talents, and we'll reach back out to you. If you're the right fit, we'll work something out with you.
How much are you looking forward to this weekend being in North Carolina? And what part of North Carolina will you be in?
So I'll be in Bermuda Run, North Carolina at Rise Indoor Sports. It's a team camp for high school teams. And then, in July, we got live periods. So I'll be, out and about. I don't know specifically where I'll be, but I know I'll be, out and about in July. But yeah, we're expanding everywhere. It's been great.
Got you. In terms of scouting, in your eyes, you've been following the game of basketball, you played the game of basketball. What do you think makes a good player like, hey, this guy's pretty good. He should get that exposure. He should be one that more people talk about. Like, how do you identify maybe an underrated or under the radar, nobody knows about that player in your eyes?
So personally, for me, for my write-ups, I don't always look for the guy scoring the most points. I care about, on the defensive side of the ball, getting some stops, effort. Effort's big with me. If you're scoring a lot, but your effort sucks, like, no college coach is gonna want that kid, unless he's scoring like 40 points a game. But you got a guard in college. And that kind of like sticks out of me because of this kid. Even if he has a bad turnover, if he gets back and hustles and gets a steal and then leads to a layup or a good assist, that's the kid I kind of want to write up because his game is propelling the team to win. Because scoring can only do so much, but if you can't play defense, then the other team, can outscore you pretty easily. One man can't be five.
Say it again. One man can't be five. That's great, brother. And then I want to ask you, from your expertise, what are some of the key parameters? You kind of hinted on it a little bit, but what are key parameters like that you see colleges are looking for in players in order to kind of be a fit, whether that's D1, D2, D3? Like, what do you got to have in high school in order to kind of play at that next level?
So definitely from talking to these college coaches at some of these live periods I've been at, the most like I've from collective as a group that I've heard from college coaches is definitely effort and defense. because like when you're going into college, they already got scores. They don't need scores. They need some kid that can do the little things. And college coaches, they got their one, their twos, they got their guys scoring 15, 20 points a game. They don't need you to come in as a freshman and score. And realistically, they're not looking for a freshman to come in and play that role right away, unless you're AJ Devonsa, Cooper Flag, those type of guys. So I mean, if you can do the little things that earn yourself playing time, I think that's the key to getting on the college floor. That those coaches like looking at you and say, "Hey, I want that kid."
Period. From you, Ryan, what is the best way? I think this is a good question that media can get connected to college coaches, right? How can
Mm.
they kind of build and form that bond and relationship where it's mutual, right? Like they're helping college coaches helping them. Like, how can you build that as a media outlet? You would say.
So, with the we always collab with the Phenom page, and we got college coaches, high school, basketball coaches always following that page. They keep it real kite. Like look on that. I know, we got hundreds of thousands of views coming in, and I know college coaches are looking at these kids. I know from the kids I interview, I'll ask them, "Hey, you have offers, you have interest," and I'll, include that in my interview. Be like, "Hey, this kid got a offer from Bucknell University," and I know my interviews are getting out to these college coaches. I know they're seeing them. I've had coaches reach out, be like, "Hey, I like what you're doing," and that honestly means a lot to me because starting out at this interview and stuff not that long ago, and I'm seeing how much big of an impact I can make, and having these kids get seen off of their performances, and I can just like relay the message. I mean, it's been a blessing, honestly, but I mean, we're getting this content out. I'm getting, 50, 60 interviews per weekend to all these college coaches, always getting 15, 20 Ks each, 20 views each. And I know these college coaches are seeing it, and Phenom Hoops always repost it. They always, tag, my page. So college coaches are gonna see it either way. You just gotta, perform well, and I'm gonna interview.
Period. My last one I'm throwing my co-host Bacon. How do you just I know you work a lot, brother, because I know how this game is and this industry is. How do you just take a moment to kind of just reprieve a little bit, kind of like, take a time away or just, take your mind off. I know you work and grind a lot. So how do you just kind of like take that moment to kind of just chill, if there is any?
I mean, honestly, just I'm really only working weekends right now, but I'm also working during the week, trying to reach out to these teams. But I know with Phenom, honestly, there's a good middle ground. I do have a lot of time off, but with that time off, I love to get after it. So the more teams I can get in my tournaments and our tournaments with Phenom hoops, we'll be bigger. We'll expand more. That one team that I'm like, hey, I don't really feel like reaching out to them right now. Like I'll be able to. I'm just like, hey, let's get this done now. We don't got to do it later, and then we'll expand on this, and we all get a little bigger. We all get a little more known, and no days off of me.
Love that. Throw it to you, Bacon.
100%, man. My guy Ryan, man. For the people who don't know, for the people just tuning in, this is a big Ryan, man. Big director of staff and Scott for Phenom. I know they've been talking about it, but I had to get my guy his just dude, man. So, brother, like I said, got middle ground, you got time off for yourself. How far do you see yourself going in this business, brother?
So I've talked to the owner of Phenom, and I know they like me. I'm coming back for my college years. I'm a freshman in college next year, so
Nice.
the summers I'll be working with Phenom. I'll be interviewing still. Pushing my content out to college coaches, to the internet. Getting these kids seen. So I hopefully with everything goes to plan, I'll be working with Phenom for as long as I can, the foreseeable future. I love it here. The culture's great. Everybody loves each other. We're all one big family.
Nah, absolutely. I mean, Rock Hill to me, Rock Hill is the best place to play basketball. You got the course like Lake Point, I'm sure you've been to, but you got the arena that to me that just takes the cake. But just tell the people, man, you got Hoop State, you know what I mean, with I can't remember my man's name right now, who started Hoop State, but just talk about the culture of South Carolina, man. What are people really sleeping on about the culture there?
So, being from Georgia, being up in South Carolina, those hoopers are a little bit different. But, I definitely see more grit up there from Georgia. I definitely see more, urgency. And, that's what I like because I'm big in that hustle realm. I was that type of player when I was playing. And, that's like the biggest difference I see is the kids are hungry up there. They're trying to get a scholarship, you know. But I like how they're gritty. They're tough nose guards picking up 94 feet. They're always getting after it. There's really not taking plays off. But that's the biggest difference I've seen from Georgia hoops from South Carolina hoops.
Okay, 100%. Man, again, brother, I don't know if Najeh told you, but again, brother, appreciate you coming on the show and endowing us and blessing us with your expertise. But I want to ask you, man, what has been your out of all the memories? I know you've seen a lot of high level ball. What's been your craziest memory from watching hoops? And you can name drop the athlete if you feel that's fit.
I got one. We
Okay.
were in a tournament in Rock Hill, and it was a CP3 and
Yeah.
TLBA, the team that Isaac Ellis plays for, and they were playing on the biggest court right there, and standing room only. Chris Paul was there, Don Staley was there. Got pictures of both of them, and the environment was crazy. Standing room only. There's probably 1,000 courts, college coaches there, and just being in that environment, being to interview those kids that came off the floor. It was a close game too, and that was probably my favorite memory, seeing all of them, seeing a good game, seeing all these dunks, highlight dunks. We're all posting, everybody's getting excited, everybody's at this one court watching this one game. But that's what I like. That's what I'm really here for, is watching those games. I can sit there, write everybody up that I'm seeing, and do my part in this organization.
Nah, 100%. I want you. It's a lot to unpack there. First and foremost, appreciate that answer. But I want to ask you about. You talked about TBLA playing CP3. Everybody knows about the EYBL circuit teams, but and a lot of people give the nod to the shoot teams. But for you, is there a lot of skill gap between some independent teams and the shoot teams, or what's your take on that?
So, I mean, there definitely is, some
Mm,
type of some of the better kids want to go play, but you can't sleep on, the independent teams. There's definitely those one, two, three kids that, are a diamond in the rough, and just maybe they're in their situation that they can't go play for a shoe team. They got to stay for this independent. But there's, some great tournaments out here. I know we got independent teams in our tournaments, we got shoe teams in our tournaments, but they both play great basketball. And just because they got a label on their team doesn't mean that I don't look at the independent team. We're like, our tournaments, we try to get as much content out as possible. So we're getting content on every single game, no matter if it's 11U or 17U. So everybody's getting write-ups. I try to write up at least two from each team a half, and then I'll flip and go watch another court, and then flip and watch another court. Or if some court's doing good, I'll write up maybe four of them on each team. So I'm trying to get everybody some write-ups, everybody exposure. But just because you play on a higher team, maybe pay a little more money, maybe you're a little better on the better side, playing for a good high school, doesn't mean, we got to slack off on these independent shoe teams, because they're still in our tournaments. They're still a big part of what we do.
absolutely, absolutely, man. Like I said, Phenom does a great job. I want to ask you about the write-ups too, though. You know what I mean? You've seen a lot of hoop, and sometimes like I was at the GBCA live period for Georgia, and you watch it and like, man, I'm waiting. There's some team, and it could just be a bad game or a slow paced game, a defensive game. And I'm watching like, maybe this team is just a good team, but how do you, on the slower paced games, how do you find those players to ride up on? Or I mean, it can be tough sometimes.
So definitely, but even if it is a slow paced game, they came out the gate pretty slow. You can still, from the start. Usually, you can kind of find that one kid. Maybe they call a timeout. They had a bad possession. This kid's in each other's face. Trying to hype up his teammates for next play. Be better next play. I always don't write up, this kid scored 25 points. This kid scored 10 points the first half. I'll highlight, the defensive effort, the energy effort, the
Mm,
hustle effort, diving on loose balls. So just because the game started out slow, I usually, take what I see like from this game, or if I'm watching this kid all weekend, I'll, give him a write up on, this kid's been playing good all weekend, started off the game pretty hot here, hit three threes in the second half. So, just because it started off slow, I tend to don't, just walk away from that court because, we got a great team. We're all writing each other up. So I'll usually take about 4 courts. So I'll watch probably a half at one of these courts, maybe half a half. And
Nice.
if game's starting out slow, I might just come back. If I turn around, this game's behind me is a close game, tight game. I might go write them up for half a half, and then come back, turn right back around. Maybe that game picked up a little more. So
Nah,
we definitely pay attention to everything.
nah, 100%. You definitely, I could tell. I mean, in order to be in your position, but I could tell by your background, your room. You know what I mean? Your aesthetic. You know what I mean? You're a real hoop player for sure. I wanna piggyback off that again, man. What has been? Let's see. Nah, I don't want to go there. Let's go somewhere else. When you know what I mean, for anyone that wants to get into what you do or just cover sports, how should they go about just getting started?
So, for me, I got pretty lucky with who I knew, but if I didn't have, that supporting cast already by my side, I honestly would just start reaching out to as many like directors, everybody's looking for, another guy. If they're
Mhm.
expanding, you might be closer because we're going to Florida next year. So, they might be closer down there. They might be able to make that drive, be able to run something down there, maybe film down there, maybe, do what I do, director staff down there. So, it's always worth a try. And, you can reach out to as many directors as you like, and, you might get a couple responses and you might get one yes.
Nice. So let's talk about the Georgia thing. So you're the director of Georgia. Saying what does that entail? I know you were saying you started in South Carolina.
So I'm originally from Georgia, so I have ran tournaments in Georgia. So I do the director of staff part. So I'm, some trainers. I'm the book and the clock, and then we got a director of operations that oversees the southeast. He's always down here running the show with me. He's a big part of what we do. Shout out Sos. And he makes sure everything's running smooth down here. Nothing would be possible without him. He's doing a great job this year. First year with the Phenom Hoops director of operations, and he's running everything so smooth. He's always on me, making me better. Each tournament, telling me because he's got a ton of experience with what he does. He films too, so
Mm,
he's giving me pointers on what to say in these interviews. How to film these interviews, when to post these interviews, so the algorithm gets the most views. He knows all that stuff. He's very experienced, so it's great to learn from him, and it's been a blessing just following under his footsteps.
100%. All right, so taking that, I want you to I want you to do your best Gary V impression here and give athletes any game on like just how they can promote themselves. Some athletes. I know we do a great job, but we can't hear everybody, and some people, parents, players, will complain, right? So what can they do to uh, I guess put themselves out there? What's any like I say, best Gary V, brother?
Man, these kids, I know we always got baller TV at these tournaments, right?
Yep.
So if I've had a multiple parents come up to me and be like, "Hey, how can I watch this game?" And I'm always like, "Hey, baller TV is all there. Every single game we film them." So what I would say for athletes trying to get their name out that maybe we skipped over because it has happened. I mean, we got upwards of 180 teams per tournament. You know, so I would, put a little mixtape together, put a clean version song over it because college coaches don't like all those cussing and stuff. That's not a good way to introduce yourself to a college coach.
100%.
Put a good beat over that, post it online. Tag me, tag Phenom. Usually I'll go through my repost and repost everything I see. My tags. And I'll repost everybody's I see. If they collab with me and it's a Phenom tournament, I'll collab with them back. I got I mean, I can use my platform to promote other people, and that's probably the best part of my job. Just the connections I've made. I've met these players, met these teams. We're on a name to name basis. I've made a ton of connections with parents, coaches, players, and any way I can help them through my platform is, I would definitely do it in a heartbeat.
They have folks, you know what I mean, post your content, clean music, and make relationships genuine relationships. Don't just, you know what I mean, capitalize, which I know people will do, but genuine relationships go a long way. So that leads me to my next point, brother. What led you to, you know what I mean, I'm kind of asking the same question again, but this one has a little more context. You're on the, I guess, pushing players, kind of like recruiting side. I know you coordinate the events. You know, what I mean, you're getting teams going to play for. But what led you to that side of the media aspect instead of you got people like Nick in the Cut does docs? You know what I mean? It's so many areas where you can get in basketball. What led you to this, I guess, traditional path?
So honestly, growing up, I was always telling my parents, I knew being I'm 6'1", I knew towards my end of my senior year, I probably wasn't gonna get offered by anybody. So, I took that and instead of, pouting about it, I was like, I always want to do something in sports. I always want to, seeing like the NBA final just wrapped up, seeing those people on the courts, the reporters, the film crew on that court, be able to experience that moment and do it for a job. I've always wanted to do something in sports, but I never really knew what. And it just, when God closes one door, he always opens another. And, it's just that right time, right when my season ended, I got the call, Jack was like, hey, let's hop on a call. And he broke the news to me that, we're going to, connect you with the Phenom guys. And they loved me right away. I built, a relationship with all of them. And, they got me where I am today. I wouldn't be anywhere without them. I got to give it all to them. They have given me this amazing opportunity to do what I love. And, just being with this organization, it's been, like pretty eye-opening that, this is what I want to do. I could pursue a career in this, even if it's not with Phenom, which I hope to God it is, but I could take this, experience that I'm getting from them right now into a future. I could, major in something like this in, college and, maybe come out of college with a job offer and, work my way up to maybe an NBA team, interview for an NBA team. That'd be a dream of mine. So definitely, it kind of came at me quick, but now I'm figuring it, it's all kind of unwinding, like, like, hey, maybe this is really for me.
Nah, 100%. I think you kind of remind me of my guy Jay. He works at he is I think he's the media coordinator, media operations for the Sky House. So if you live by the city of Atlanta, College Park Sky House, you know what I mean? Definitely, I think his name is Jay Winters. Definitely reach out to Jay. You know what I mean? If you know what I'm saying, you know what I mean, especially your freshman, I know you want to get that ball rolling. But good people, y'all kind of give me, you know what I mean, similar type of vibe, brother. But let's talk about your playing career, man. What type of player were you, brother? So you talking about 6'1" is a decent height. We just seen Jalen Brunson get the Finals MVP, man.
Hey, with me, I could shoot a little bit, but with me, I got on the floor
Modest.
mostly by hustle. We had scorers on my team. We had shooters. We had one big guy. I wasn't gonna be the big on my team. We weren't pretty big my senior year, and my junior year I had, I didn't really play much my junior year to be honest with you. We had 5, 6 seniors on that team. I'm a junior, and we had 2 guys on that team go play D1 ball. At KSU and Georgia Southern,
Nice.
and we had 3 other starters that had offers but chose not to go play D3 ball. So playing my senior year, I really stepped into that leader role and try to lead my team. Even though I didn't get the most playing time on that team, when I got on the floor, I did make the right plays. I hustled every minute I was on that court. And that's kind of like the player I was. I was never really the scorer type, but when I got on the court, I made an impact.
The gritty playmaker, man. So what experiences have you taken? Just being somebody who's hungry for minutes and trying to do anything to get on the court. What did that teach you that you're applying today in terms of just getting opportunities to, live out your dream?
So honestly, with you, it would start in practice. Maybe I had a bad practice, be like, hey man, I know I'm not gonna go play college ball. Maybe this isn't for me, but I talked to my parents, prayed about it, and they were like, hey Ryan, you have never given up in your life. We're not gonna let you give up on this season just because it's not going your way. So with me, it just really taught me never to give up. Stay with it, stick with it, and I ended up getting more playing time, made some big plays. We upset the number 1 seed in our region, And, I was a big part of that, hit a pretty big three at the end of the game. And, it just was like, hey, pretty eye-opening. Just keep at it, maybe, God's maybe like, he's just like, hey, right now you don't got to see everything that's going on. Just, put your head down and keep working day by day. And, I got through that season and now like here I am and now I'm just like, hey, it was pretty eye-opening. Just like, hey, keep going, no matter how hard it gets, you just got to keep pushing.
That's it, brother. That's it. I like that. Great answer, brother. Before we get to another topic, I want to talk about a long day at Rock Hill, a long day where you're at in Georgia. What does that look like? You know what I mean? How do you bounce back from those Saturdays to Sunday, 2 hours of sleep? What does that look like for you?
Hey, man, the most I worked was 17-hour days. It's crazy. It's
17?
crazy over here. 17-hour day from 6 a.m. to about 11:30. You have to 11:45 at night.
It
And,
sounds about right.
out in Rock Hill, there's not much. So I got to go out to eat. We're all eating together. We're having a great time. I get back to the hotel, maybe put up a couple interviews that I didn't have a chance to post, going to bed probably by maybe 2 in the morning, getting up by 6. It's really a grind, but I love it. You know, I'm not a big caffeine person. I don't really drink coffee or energy drink, so I'm really just running off, just my self-esteem,
Give it a couple years, man.
my drive to keep going. So I mean, but I wouldn't have it any other way. During the school year into May, April, I'm getting home Sunday night pretty late. I got school the next morning, so my weekends are gone. But I wouldn't have it either way. I really love what I do.
Nah, I think hopefully you'll be good. I said give it like another 7-8 years. I think you might at least try to match it, man. At least try to. I don't know if you're a match guy.
I might. It's really getting to me when you wake up. But once you get going. You just don't even worry about it.
Nah, fact. I think the stat is, well, just anything. If something that you don't want to do or something you're tired of, that within the first 10 minutes or 15 minutes of you doing it, then the dopamine hits the brain and it kind of wakes you up. But I don't want to get too sciencey. But so like I said, you're going back to high school after a Sunday. What's the feedback like from your classmates? I know they know what you do and they know the access you have. So how is that?
Hey, it's been great because I'm running Georgia. I get some people paid, so it's like, hey, get me in one of these tournaments. Get me doing the clock, get me doing the book, so I can really take that and take some of my friends and I got a group chat with probably 30-40 people in it. I'm just like, hey, who wants to work the clock? And first weekend it was a little hard getting everybody in there, but after everybody's like, hey, this is pretty legit. You can make pretty good money doing this. Then everybody's like, hey, get me in right now. Get me in right now. So definitely it's been a little confidence booster for me in school, but I wouldn't have it any other way. It's been great. I'm humble about it. I am humble about it. But they'll be like, hey, get me one of these tournaments. I'll be like, hey, put down your number. If I have their number, I'll throw them to a group chat, and when I reach out, be one of the first ones to hit me back.
Time sensitive. I like that. But let the people know if you feel comfortable. You know what I'm saying? If you want to sidestep it, feel free. But let the people know kind of if they're in Georgia, we got a decent footprint in Georgia. If they want to get connected with you, what areas do you operate in? I'm assuming like the North Georgia, Suwanee, Kennesaw, Cartersville. What areas do you operate in, and how can they get in contact with Ryan Phillips?
So we're at Creekview High School. It's in Canton, Georgia. I know we're expanding. We were next play one weekend. That's in Marietta, Georgia. And you can find me at ryanphillips.phenom. That's my Instagram page for my Phenom page. And feel free to reach out if you have any questions, trying to get in the tournament, or even if you're trying to find a new AAU team. I've helped some kids out. I got those connections with those coaches, through the connections I've made with these tournaments. I've sent some kids in a different direction if their AAU team isn't working out. It's a coaching issue, it's a playing time issue. I've redirected these kids into a different role with a different team. So I have definitely, been blessed to be able to do that with these kids, have them look to me for direction and, be able to deliver and be like, hey, with your playing style, I've heard these coaches needed maybe one more player, maybe of your caliber, and be able to send them their Instagram, have them reach out to them. And I've seen kids in these tournaments, like in these past weekends, of this on the new team that I've redirected them to. So it's always great to see I can be that help to some young kid.
100%, man. Great answer. As you wrap up, ladies and gentlemen, with Ryan Phillips, we got Tyler Griffin in the background. But I got to ask you this, brother. With women's basketball on the rise, man, you know what I mean? What is your future in that aspect with Phenom or anything else?
So I know we do have some girls tournaments. We have the junior nationals coming up. That's boys and girls, 14U to I think 10 or 9U. So we'll definitely have some girls in our tournaments. I know Rock Hill, we've had some girls brackets, and girls basketball has definitely been on the rise lately. With different coaches. I know the coaches have been doing great lately. I've been seeing, the coaches at Rock Hill been doing a great job with their girls program. Their girls teams are getting better and better. And, I think they're definitely getting closer to the guys aspect in terms of, competitiveness. I've seen some pretty competitive games. And, just with that, girls are, catching up to where they should be, getting more respect, for their sport. I know, you might look at basketball and maybe think it's a guy's sport, but girls are definitely right, either 2 or 1 step behind, and they're definitely catching up.
1,000%, man. Like I said, but I wish I had more time with you, brother. But we'll definitely get you
Yeah,
on
okay.
again. Hopefully, we'll meet in person down the line. But before we let you go, man, does Ryan Phillips have any hidden talents? You seen cook?
Not really. I can't really do. I mean, I can juggle a little bit, but that's for 5 seconds. I can't be doing it like that. But
Okay.
not really. Not me.
But if we had more time, we'll put you on the spot. We'll see what you got. But last thing, but I'm gonna let you rock, man. South Carolina or Clemson?
Hey,
You thinking too hard, dog.
With me driving through Clemson every tournament I'm going to Rock Hill, I got to go with Clemson.
Ooh. Play with fire.
I've been through that campus. It's nice up there.
It is nice. It is nice. I've only driven through Columbia one time, man. But brother, appreciate you again, Ryan Phillips, ladies and gentlemen. Like I said, they can follow you where and get in contact with you where again?
Ryan.Phillips.Phenom, baby.
Yes, sir. Thanks again, brother. I'm gonna hit you up soon, brother. And thanks again for coming on the show. Have a blessing, brother.
Perfect. I appreciate you. Have a awesome. I'll see you.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Much love. Yes, sir, ladies and gentlemen. That was Ryan Phillips. One of a kind, man. Gave out a lot of gems today. We got a couple. Let me go to the comments before I bring on Tyler Griffin. All right, we got my boy Najeh is back on the show. The quick hype, all about my boy. Long time no see. Appreciate you tuning in, brother. I'll hit you back in the comments, but I don't know who this is. Man, it's been a minute, Austin. By the way, I ran across your TikTok. Man, I've been following you for a minute now. Keep up the great work, my friend. Much love, brother. Appreciate you tuning in, my man.
What I be telling you, bro?
Yeah,
what do I be telling you?
Yeah, 100%.
I told you, master of the craft, man.
Nah,
yeah, this one. Lil Uno one. You was at Patty Camp today. Which one? If you was at McEachern, go to the page, bro. Go to the page. It's already out, man. Baker got to still accept my collab on YouTube.
Gym,
yeah, he was at the gym. He was decluttering a little bit.
You probably still see the sweat on my shoulder.
yeah, he was in the sauna. He was decluttering, but yeah, go check it out. Oh yeah, Langston the sleeper for real. Real ones no. Langston the sleeper. Real ones no.
Hey, autocorrect. Real ones never forgot. We'll leave it at that.
Ooh, that's a good one. Real ones never forgot. I like it.
100%.
Yeah, we was there. Go check it out on the channel, Coach. I just posted a reel too, so we there. But let's go ahead and bring our guest in, man. He's been patiently waiting. Mr. Tyler Griffin in the building. What's going on, my brother?
What's up? How are y'all doing?
Doing good, brother. Appreciate you coming on, man.
Yes, sir. Of course.
No problem, man. So, Tyler, tell us a little bit about your game, man. I mean, you had a great year last year. You were Region 3 4A Player of the Year. I mean, you got a great scoring knack, 30 points per game. What allows you to score the basketball so efficiently at a high level?
Well, it's really just it all comes from coaching and just setting up the right things, and we run plays mostly for me and to get me open, and that really helps. And just having teammates around me that'll either set me screens off the ball and just move and look for me and, set me up. And then pushing the ball out in fast breaks really helps because we push the ball good as a team and we look and move the ball well. And it just helps open up a lot of options for me and for others on the team as well, just to be open and score and get good looks.
How do you best score, you would say? Are you kind of like a pick and roll guy? like you say, are you a rhythm shooter? Can you catch and shoot? Like how best to kind of get you going, would you say, Tyler?
I would say probably my shooting. Like if I'm open, catch and shoot, that's probably where I hit most of my shots. I mean, pick and roll, I'm pretty good, but in the pick and roll mainly, I'm looking to hit the big on the slip because most of the time that's open more than I am. If a team like helps or like doubles or traps or something, so and then I hit the big. That's mainly what I do in the pick and roll. But I can also get downhill pretty decently, and then also, like what I said earlier, fast breaks. I get a bunch of my points off fast breaks, like getting steals and then just going out, and that's where I get a lot of it.
How are you able, Tyler, to balance, like you said, when you get out in the break, scoring fast break, but also set the pace, right? Like where you're not moving too fast, you're in control of your game, but you can also score buckets at a high level. How do you control both of those things?
Yeah, yeah, for sure. Just knowing when to push the ball. Like if I get a steal and I have like numbers, I look to push. But like if it's like a 1-on-2 or 1-on-3, just slowing it down, and letting everybody catch up and like setting up a play or something and just making sure I'm not forcing too much. And then if I'm like 1-on-2 with but we're the two with like one of my teammates and just hitting them and they can hit me back or get them a layup, just being smart and really an IQ thing of knowing what to do and when to do it.
For you, Tyler, how do you deal with pesky defenders, right? Let's say it's this guy you're going up against. He's your matchup for the game. He's real physical, you know what I'm saying? And he's just trying to like make it a battle for you, right? Not like you're getting really super physical with you and bump you on practically everything. How do you deal with that physicality as the guard?
Well, that is one of the things that's really tough. You gotta like change your pace and like change your speed, like walk it up and then all of a sudden just take off and then you could slow down and kind of set them up and then just changing speed back and forth to kind of keep them like on their toes and they don't really know what you're gonna do. And then just like kind of acting like you're just gonna walk it and then just explode. And you can most of the time get by them with that. And just it's really all about pace for me is what I've noticed.
Who are some of your favorite players maybe to watch right now in college or even in the pros that plays with that type of pace and kind of like mirrors your game a little bit?
Well, somebody I've always loved watching is obvious answer Steph Curry. I've always loved watching him, and then I really liked watching AJ DeBansta play this year and Darren Peterson. They were both really talented players, obviously, and they were just fun to watch, honestly. And I really learned a bunch from them.
For you, come up on this season, what are you priding yourself on the most, Tyler? What are you trying to improve? What are you trying to get better at as you go through the summer, fall camp, and some of these tournaments that are heating up in the summer?
Probably my defense. I mean, on offense, I feel like I have a pretty good talent and I know what to do most of the time. But on defense, just like guarding like the other team's best player and like trying to stay on them the whole game and it just in the summer like helped me get so much better for when I actually need to step up and guard someone on the other team just to kind of shut them down and stuff. And then probably another thing would be my ball handling. I mean, it's not like bad, but just when I am facing like a very pesky defender, it will also help to be able to handle the ball a little bit better. But I feel like it's not that bad right now. Like it's definitely like pretty fine, but just it can always get better, you know.
Always. Got you. So working on that side of the ball. And then tell us, what is it like kind of being, the best scorer, best player on the Stars Mill team and some teammates we should watch out for this upcoming year and how you feel about the program as a whole?
Oh, I feel like the program actually has very good potential for this upcoming year. We lost three seniors last year, but we also have a bunch of kids coming up in the grade below me who are going to be juniors this year who are honestly really talented, and I think that will help us a bunch. We have about 6'8" Brian Kent. He's very good. And then we got Scott Mormon. He's also in my grade. He's going to be a senior. He's really good as well. He averaged about 20 last year as well for us. And then I think we can step up, and as long as we play good as a team, I think we can be very good. Just look for each other and not be selfish all the time, and just. But we don't really struggle with that in the first place because we all get along and we all like each other, and so we should play well as a team this upcoming year. And I'm excited. I think we can have a really good year.
Period. All right. So take you real back memory lane, youth basketball. What's one of your favorite memories playing the sport, man? I see the smile coming up that you always remember and cherish. Is the game winner in the championship game? Is it hosting the trophy? What's one of your favorite moments?
Eighth grade, middle school, we actually won our like county championship. and we were like heavy underdogs going against like Flat Rock, which is now like of the Sandy Creek kids, because they were always just so good and they were always really talented. And they actually beat us during the regular season. And then we came in the playoffs and beat them in the championship at Sandy Creek. So that was a very special moment.
Super cool. Okay. And when you look at the game today, last one before I throw my coach bacon, when you look at the game today, Tyler, what do you feel like, or how have you been adapted to game one? And two, how do you feel like the game may be changing at the prep level?
I mean, I feel like talent today is like unreal. It's gotten so much better, and all these prospects and stuff are just they elevate their game. They're so much bigger, stronger, more physical, more athletic. And so I've been just trying to get in the weight room, lifting weights to try to, get stronger, put on some muscle, and making sure I maintain a good diet as well, while also getting in the gym like to shoot like the to like actually get shots up and then work on my own game just to try and keep up with everyone else, because I know everyone else is working, so I got to go out there and put in my own work to make sure I'm good. So
Period.
Nah, I'm about to cut loose, man. Ladies and gentlemen, you know what I mean? The brother can hoop. The brother Tyler Griffin can hoop. I see. You 6'1", 6'1", 6. We go 6'2". 6'2" version of Keaton Wagler right here. The brother can play basketball. The views should be through the roof right now, man. You know what I mean? So let's get right to it, man. Actually, before we get to the particulars, man, talk about your rigorous diet. You know what I'm saying? What are you putting in your temple to keep you running like a high octane automobile?
Well, for like muscle and stuff, like rice and chicken is like the main thing. And then I also try to get like protein shakes in me, about
Yeah.
2 a day, just of those. And then try to like run or like go on like walks or runs around my neighborhood and just around my city just to try and maintain shape and stuff.
Nice. Rice and chicken that's the dinner of champions, ladies and gentlemen. The brother's from Peachtree City, but you know what I mean. His desire of automobile is not the golf carts. It's his 2 legs. But let's get into let's get into it. You know what I'm saying, it's Twitter, man. So we see here, man. You know what I mean. I know there's a backstory to this. Like I said, the brother's a hard-nosed hooper, man. So, and this is at, I believe, this is at what's this at, McDonough? Can you hear me okay? Can y'all hear me? Okay.
I can.
Can you hear me okay, Tyler?
Can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you. Can you hear me? I'm going to go out and come back in, Nash.
Okay. One sec, Tyler. He wanted to ask you something. He's gonna come out, come back in. I think the audio.
Oh, okay. I saw y'all talking, but I couldn't hear y'all.
Yes, sir. Then
Okay,
you
yes.
gonna try to come back.
Okay, yes, sir.
Yes, sir. Here you go.
Can y'all hear me now?
Yeah.
All right. Let me share my screen real quick. It looks like is this at McDonough or is this at Fayette County?
Yeah, that was at McDonough High School. Yes, sir.
Okay, so what's the backstory here? How'd you end up with your chin a little scarred up?
I can't hear you. I'm sorry.
Dang.
Right,
Is
he's
it
going
something
back.
with me or?
No, it's probably on his end. I think you're fine, brother. Let me see if I can pull it up and ask you what he was asking. He's asking about kind of you being a little like scraped up. I'm gonna pull you up right now. Okay, here we go. Thank you.
Every time.
Okay, I'm gonna try to pull it up for you, Bacon.
I bet. Do that, please, brother.
Yep.
Appreciate all the folks tuned in right now, man. Stay tuned. We're definitely about to tap into Tyler Griffin's story. Let's get some smooth highlights, man. To me, the brother plays with great plays, great pace. You know what I mean? Finishes very well at the rim. Really, the brother can do it all. I believe one of his most recent stat lines is like 24 rebounds, 5 rebounds, 4 or 5 steals, 5 assists. So Tyler Griffin can hoop. And for those who watch it locally in Noonan, he's right up the road. Right up the road to Stars Mill. So for you, Tyler, here we go. So what is the backstory to this game here?
Ooh,
Man, that's tough. Audio must be. I had this problem the other day.
really?
Yeah, I had this problem the other day. Let's see, 2027 top, yep, 100%, 21 point stars. Mills just came out short versus Columbia.
He's back.
Sorry, I can hear you now.
Okay, cool, good. So
Sorry, I
what
don't
is?
know what's going on.
I've been having a little technical difficulties when I pull up and share screens. So don't feel any type of way. But what's the backstory to, you know what I mean, the bloody jersey game?
Oh man, I hate talking about this. This was actually last play of the game. I drove in for a layup. I went up, controversial call. I thought I got fouled, and I literally just fell face first. My head hit the ground, and my chin busted open. Ball literally went in and out of the rim to tie the game to send it to overtime.
That's tough. That's
Man,
tough.
it was a rough one.
100%. 21 points here though. Top 100 available. What I also want to talk to you about, I was looking at your schedule. You can pull up the highlights as well, Najeh. You don't have to keep on
Okay.
this.
Good.
What I've noticed, you guys played Jonesboro on the road before we get into the film. And you know what I mean, you lost I think about 20, but when it came to Stars Mill, y'all came back and beat them, I think like maybe 5 or 6. So just talk about that aspect of Stars Mill being resilient and beating a lot of teams that they lost to previously.
Oh, that game was crazy. I'm not gonna lie. Our student section showed up, and we had a bunch of kids there, and we played really well. Our defense was awesome. Like we shut them down for mostly the whole game, especially in the first half. Like they were barely scoring. They didn't really know what to do. We came out in a zone on them, and they didn't really know what to do against us. And then we just played well as a team throughout the whole game. Our students were loud, yelling, doing what they do, and then they really got behind us and helped us out. And then we came out and closed it in the end and got a win. It was a huge win for us.
Nah, definitely big regional win. For those who don't know, man, because most people don't necessarily think of Stars Mill as a basketball school, even though y'all have had success, boys and girls. But what is the culture at Stars Mill playing basketball?
It's awesome. I mean, I love playing at Stars Mill. Our coaches are great. They really believe in us. They push us for everything. The kids on the team are awesome. Like everybody gets along, which is always great, and everybody likes each other. We hang out outside of just basketball and like have group things, like group dinners, and go to people's houses and just hang out and have fun, which is always awesome for a team and like helps build like chemistry and stuff. So we're not like selfish when it comes to game time, and we all trust each other and stuff like that.
Nah, I can definitely tell by watching the film here. This is at GBCA last weekend. Y'all play everybody, you know what I mean? And it's like the ball moves. I know this is your highlights, but the ball moves for a good bit. But what I'm saying, when I'm watching your film here, you know what I mean, you attack, but you play with pace. You know what I mean, and you share the ball. How did you mold your game into this style?
Honestly, just training and working out and stuff. My dad was a huge part of this. I always go to the gym with him, and he teaches me stuff and puts me through drills. And then my coaches, like Coach Harpering and Coach Trey and AAU, they help me with a lot of stuff. And Coach Harpering's a great coach. I've learned a bunch from him just in the last 2 years I've been playing with Hoop Atlanta. And so they've helped me a bunch because, Coach Harpering played in the NBA. So he's got all the knowledge in the world and just helping me and stuff. And it's great.
Nah, no doubt. So it's these two big things we unpacked there. Hey, talk about your father. Your father got you into basketball. So your pops used to be a big time hooper back in the day?
Yes, sir. He actually played at Sandy Creek, and then he went on to play in college at what is now Point University.
Okay. Would you say you are better than your pops at this point in your career?
At this point, I'd say yes, but I got to keep developing because he was, from what I've seen and heard, he was a great player in college. So I got to keep going.
Okay. I'm sure you will. Like I said, the film, you can run it back one more time, Naj. You know what I mean? The film speaks for itself. Second bond that you dropped, as you talked about, said it very modestly. Coach Harpin is Luke Harpin. That's they got the same name.
Lucas, his son. Matt is his dad.
Matt Harper, Georgia Tech legend, NBA player as well. Just talk about, working with a former legend or a current legend.
Man, it's awesome. I mean, like I said, he knows so much. He'll just show you what to do and he'll walk you through things. And it's just crazy how high of an IQ he has for the game and how much he knows because he's been around basketball his whole life. And then his kids play basketball. Like his son Bobby's actually on our team and he's a great player and he just knows what to do. And he runs all these plays that are they work. I mean, he knows what he's doing. And it's just awesome to be able to go and experience that with him and him like teach me the stuff that he knows because it honestly has made me such a great player in the past year, how much he's taught me and everything.
100%. That clip right there, run that clip right back, run that clip to the apex real quick, Najeh. That last play. He's gonna come down, shoot the ball at the top of the key. What gives you the confidence to come down on the fast break, and pull that from probably like, let's say 27?
Well, I think the play before that, I got a steal and got a layup, so I was just feeling a little bit in rhythm, and then I was honestly trying to just go behind my back and get downhill, but I kind of lost it a little bit, and then I found myself open at the 3-point line, and I trust myself to shoot the ball, and the coaches trust me. They tell me that's a good shot. If I'm open, they tell me shoot it every time. Like we need you to score. We look for you to score. So it's just everyone believing in me. It's not just me, but I know I have the confidence. I know they have the ability to shoot that. So that's about it.
What gets you in flow state? These highlights just screen flow state right there. Half full spin, get to the rack, right hand. When do you know you're in flow state?
Well, it takes about a minute to get used to the game and the pace and see how everything's going. And then once I get a bucket or two in a row that I'm really feeling like in rhythm, then I'll go and just try to attack or make a play. Or if I'm open, I'm shooting it honestly just to try to get a good look. And honestly, it helps our team with scoring when I get hot because I mean our teammates are great and stuff. But when we're moving the ball, then we play really good as a team. Sometimes when we get stagnant, it's kind of tough. But then we have a bunch of plays and stuff to get in rhythm, and it helps me get in rhythm. So that's about it.
100%. Tyler, I know you're a humble kid, but I know you put in the work. And like you said, you got confidence in yourself. When you're out on the court, like you said, you play AU basketball, play for Hooperland. People know that brand. When you're on the court, do you feel like anybody can stop you?
No, honestly, once I get in the rhythm and stuff, I mean, I feel like I can go out there and just pretty much go and attack and get to my spots and get to where I want to be. And once I can do that, I feel like it's pretty hard to guard me. Just once I get into a rhythm and stuff like that. So, yes, sir.
100%. Like I said, very fair, very thorough game. Is two things. Is there anything that you're trying to add for this upcoming season? And is there anything that you feel like that you still have left to prove?
I can't hear you.
Lost me again. Help me out, Najeh.
He was saying, is there anything you want to like add to your game this off season? And he said, you feel like it's anything you're missing?
Dang it.
Can't hear me either. Hold on.
And we're back. And we're back, man, ladies and gentlemen. You know what I'm saying? We gotta see what's going on StreamYard, man. It's like whenever we share the screen, we're not gonna make excuses. We're gonna figure this out, man. But we appreciate y'all sticking with us and staying with us during the interview. Oh, okay, brother. Good now?
Yeah, I can hear you now. Sorry, man.
All good. All good. I think it's the platform, but we're gonna figure this out. But my question is, at this point in your career, is it two things? Is there anything that you feel like you have left to prove, and what are you trying to add to your game this offseason?
Well, always something to prove. Go out there. I have a big bounty on my back, I guess, with the Player of the Year. So I got to go out there again and try to win that award again. But that's also a big thing. And then, yeah, just just going out there and being the best I can and just trying to get wins at the end of the day. That's the biggest part, having a good, successful season. And then working on my game in the off season, like I said, ball handling, and I need to be in good shape because coach told me I'm pretty much going to play like mostly the whole game, every game this year. So I need to be in good shape for that, so I don't have to come out or take breaks. I mean, maybe like a minute here and there, but make sure I'm in good shape for the whole season.
Last thing I'll throw about the Najeh, when you hear that from your head coach that he has that type of confidence in you, and that you're gonna be playing the full game, you know what type of cardio toll that takes on you as a basketball player and playing at least roughly 20 games this season with postseason and everything like that. What is that? What type of mindset does that put you in?
I mean, it's great, honestly, just knowing that people trust me like that and to play me the whole game. It says a lot about how they trust me and they want me to be like a scorer and then just bring the energy to the team like throughout the whole game. That helps a lot. And I don't really know, but it helps me a lot mentally knowing that they're there for me and they have that trust, and it lets me go out there and play freely rather than having to worry about like if I go out there and make a mistake, like I'm coming out of the game. Like if I make a mistake, then I can keep the same mentality, go out there and make a great play next play or get it back on defense or something like that. And just knowing they have trust in me, it helps a lot.
100%.
You being a senior, Tyler, how have you been taking on just the leadership role? I know you probably just let your play do the talking, but have you been leading any different? Are you still being vocal? Like, how are you leading? Saying some of these young guys you mentioned a little bit earlier.
I'm sorry, I can't hear him.
Okay, can you hear me?
I can hear you, but I can't hear the.
I got you, brother. He pretty much asked just your leadership. We sure you led last year as a junior, but are you taking any other steps further as a senior leading the young men or leading the
Oh
team?
yeah. Oh, for sure, for sure. Yeah, big step coming into being a senior. I'm like I was an upperclassman last year, but now being a senior, it's taking on even more of a role and trying to be like a kind of like a leader or like a model for the younger kids and showing them like what Stars Mill is about and like just being positive towards everyone. Like even when someone makes a mistake, like taking accountability, even if it's not really like my fault, and just telling them like what to do next time or like how to be in the right spot and be successful for next time. And just being positive and keeping everybody in a good mindset. It'll help a lot this upcoming season.
For sure. Now you were playing. Can you hear me?
I can't hear you.
God,
Sorry.
What is going on?
Here, I'll leave real quick.
Can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you, brother.
Okay. What the hell is going on?
Yeah, we're gonna have to get streaming on the phone, brother. We can't hear
Yeah,
that.
man, they tripping.
Okay.
Can you hear me?
I can hear you now. Yes.
Okay, sorry about that, Tyler. What was I asking? Oh, with it being summer, I know you just did GBC live. Are you playing for AAU team, or are you sticking mostly with your high school team? What is the rest of the summer look like for you as well?
Yes, well, I have GBCA Live Period 2 coming up next weekend.
Yeah.
And we'll be playing in that. And then in July, I'm picking back up with Hoop Atlanta. And we'll be playing we play in Kentucky for Under Armour event. And then we actually play at Lake Point for another Under Armour event. So.
Gotcha. How do you feel about just the circuit Under Armour? Like, I know it doesn't always get the same amount of, praise as it should compared to maybe some of the other league circuits, but what's your thoughts on the playing in it?
Oh, I mean, it's awesome. It's a lot of fun. We went to Ohio actually last month, Spooky Nuke, and it was awesome. I mean, might not be like the main circuit like EYBL or 3SSB, but there's a ton of talent there. Like, there's a ton of great kids. Like, all these kids are they're super talented. It doesn't really matter what circuit you look at. From my personal perspective, there's always going to be good kids and kids that just want to be out there and want to go and play at the next level and are always going to be playing so hard. So no matter where you go, it's always going to be good talent and good competition to play against. But I really enjoy it. It's been a lot of fun this year.
For sure. Now, you just did GBC live. I know big senior season coming up. Just what's the latest with your recruiting? What interest do you have? Any coaches been reaching out to you, contacting you? Like, How's that part look so far?
I mean, yeah, I've had a couple coaches reach out to me. Nothing like super crazy, just a couple like D3 and AI coaches. I've had a couple phone calls in the past week just with coaches reaching out and expressing interest and stuff like that, but nothing official yet. But a couple coaches said they've came to watch me and they watched me at live period, and some will be coming to the next live period to check us out and stuff like that. So it's been good so far.
Nice. Do when you hear that coaches are watching, do you feel any pressure, or you just, hey, let me just go out there and play my game?
Nah, well, I mean, there's always going to be a little pressure, just thoughts in my mind, but for the most part, I think I do pretty good at just tuning it out and just going out there and being myself and just playing how I know to play and like relying on all my training and stuff and just being who I am and playing my game.
Period. How much do you train, Tyler? And what are some of your main focal points you had? Do you shoot 400 shots a day? Rhythm shooting, perimeter shooting, ball handling? Like what do you kind of focus on?
For the most part, I do shooting and ball handling. I go over to the school because it's literally just like a minute away from my house. So I just drive over there and I can get in the gym pretty much whenever I want to and just shoot around. We have a shooting machine in there. I get that out most of the time and just try to get up. Every time I go, I try to get up about 500 shots, 100 from 5 spots around. And then I work on ball handling drills like two balls, like dribbling and then down the court, pushing pace and stuff like that, and just like fast break moves. And that's about it.
Gosh, do you have a certain percentage that you try to hit? I know you said 500, but do you have like, hey man, I gotta hit 200, I gotta hit three. Like, do you have that number, or you just try to hit 500?
I try to shoot 500, but percentage wise, I try to shoot around 60. Most of the time, I'm around that. At best, I shoot about 75 at my best. And
Nice.
then at worst, I'm usually 45 maybe, but I mean, it's not terrible.
Nah, okay, 25% shooter. What's been, and I know you talked about game you played in when you were younger, but what's been your favorite prep or high school game, varsity game you've played in?
Um, uh, Probably that Jonesboro game last year. That game was so hype because I mean, all the students that showed out and just they believed in us. Honestly, like, I mean, they could have easily not came because they saw last time when we played them, like they beat us like pretty bad. Like they didn't have to come to that, and so them coming and us giving them a good game to watch and show like help them come to more games throughout the year and really gave us confidence to like go when we were at home and go out and perform for everyone coming to like kind of put on a show. And it honestly was just such a big confidence booster for the whole team for the rest of the season.
For sure. Last one, I'll throw back to Bacon. What's your thoughts on just the new system, man? Just want to get your opinion on the power ranking system. A little bit different. Used to, before the top four in the region wins, but now, basically, you can figure things out, Tyler. But now every game matters. So, like, what's kind of just your thoughts on that?
Yeah, for sure. That is going to be something new, and I'm kind of excited for it because honestly, I feel like it'll be a lot of fun. As you said, every game matters. It's not just region. So you got to take every game like full serious and like lock in for every game. Because if you lose to like a team you're not really supposed to lose to, it can hurt your overall rankings in postseason. And like you'll play a really good team first round instead of being a higher seed and playing like maybe a little bit of a worse team in the first round. So everything matters. And we just need to be focused all season since game one throughout the rest of the year. And I'm excited though. I think it'll be pretty cool and something fun to experiment with.
100%, 100%, Tyler. I'm saying we'll pull you off the hot seat, man, and find out more of who you are, man. What's your favorite college basketball team?
North Carolina, UNC.
Carolina, UNC. Why?
Well, my dad grew up as a UNC fan, and then so he kind of just brought it onto me, and I love watching them. I mean, they're always pretty much a great team, so I just really enjoy watching, and I love watching them this year, especially Caleb Wilson. So yeah.
Facts. We'll see if the Hawks pull the trigger on it, man. If you're a Hawks fan, I'm not sure.
Yeah, I am. Yes, sir.
All right. We'll say what do you do, man, when you're not hooping, when you're not focused, grinding on basketball? What do you do to kind of relax, chill, in your downtime?
Well, I also play golf just for fun. I'm not very good, but I just love going out there and having a good time because my high school basketball coach is also the golf coach. So I'll go out there some days and just play with him and we'll just talk and relax and just have a great time on the course.
Nice. Okay. All right, Jordan Spieth. Oh, let's see. Yeah, do you have any? I guess golf could be a hidden talent, but do you have any hidden talents?
Oh, I mean, not really, honestly. Not that I can think of.
No instruments? You don't play the piano, no guitar?
Ooh, no, none of that. I'm really bad at that.
All right, man. What's your favorite place to eat? Let's do that.
I mean, basic Chick-fil-A. I mean, I'm always there because I got one about 2 minutes from my house, and it's just easy. And I go over there more than I should. I'll say that.
All right, what's your go-to order? You going deluxe? You going classic, spicy, deluxe?
Spicy.
I go 12-pound nugget meal with a mac and cheese
Mm.
and a sweet tea, and that's just always my go-to. But I love going there for breakfast mostly. I actually had it today for breakfast.
Nah, 100% Chick-fil-A breakfast. I ain't gonna lie,
What
it's
you
that.
usually get?
I get a 10-count mini and a Powerade.
You like the 10 counts?
I do, yes, sir.
All right, man. What about your mom? What about any meal that mom cooks or anybody cooks?
Yeah, my mom cooks at home every once in a while. She likes to bring out the crock pot though, so I don't know how I feel about that. But I mean, it's not bad though. It's overhated. I mean, she can make some good stuff in there. So
I don't want to get you into any more trouble, but I'm gonna throw this to Najeh.
I gotta ask you. Say you were a UNC fan, man. So I gotta ask about Tar Heels. Just what you thought about the season this year, man, and just a fellow. I don't know if you ever played against him. Maybe you did, but I know you played. What I'm saying, in the Atlanta circuit, Caleb Wilson. Just like what was it? If you guys just play with him, let us know. If you didn't, what was it just like seeing Atlanta native like play for your favorite team?
Yeah.
oh, it was awesome. I actually didn't get to play against him, but a kid on my AAU team went to school with him. So I like watched them a bunch and like got to see him play at Holy Innocents when he was in high school. And then I also went to a game this year when they played at Georgia Tech. So I got to watch him play in person at UNC this year. And I thought it was a great season. I honestly thought we were going to do pretty good and then have a good postseason run. But then unfortunately, Caleb Wilson got hurt. And that really, kind of messed us over. And then we ended up losing first round. But I mean, it's whatever. Hopefully, we'll be back better next year. Got some good recruits coming in. So
That's a fact. For you, when you see guys or you see them close in person, like as you did with Caleb, like you said, Georgia Tech, do you kind of just know, like, yeah, that kid's NBA bound? Like, have you ever got a chance to see him playing like high school? Like, do you kind of like have that feeling, like when you're on the court and you like see kids, like, yeah, he's probably gonna be in the league, or like, do you not know being a
yeah,
competitor?
I mean, I'd say for the most part, you can pretty much tell when someone's going to the NBA because they're just like that much better than everyone else on the court. Like for Caleb Wilson, he dominated in high school. Like they dominated every. I think they won the state championship by like 30 or 40. They just dominated every game, and he was at the top of the stat sheet every game, just filling it up. And I was like, yeah, he's going to be great at UNC, and then he's going to be a one and done. So.
Period. How do you feel being a UC fan? I gotta ask. How do you feel about the Mike Malone hire? Do you feel like that was a good hire, or did you want somebody else?
No, I actually really like it. I think that was a great move because I really like the Nuggets when he was there as well. I love watching Jokic play. I just think he's such a great player, and I hope Mike Malone can bring in some great recruits, and he already has brought in some, and I think he's a great coach overall. So I think we have a bright future.
What is it going to take for North Carolina to get back to the mountaintop, get to where you wanted to see and be at winning a natty? What do you think it's going to take?
I mean, it'll obviously take a lot of work and a lot of great players to come in, but I think we'll have the talent, and now I think we got the coaching. And it's really just depends on how they come together as a team and work together in like chemistry, stuff like that. But I think we should be pretty good. I don't know if we'll be good enough to go all the way this year, but maybe upcoming years we can build up some kids, and unless they just leave. But it's pretty much how it is nowadays. But hopefully we can build up some talent and stuff and just be better. We'll see.
There it is. Okay, Tyler. So back to you. Who's the best coach or trainer that you've had in your career that's helped your game out a lot? It could be to current day, past. Like, who's been your best coach / trainer?
Coach Harpering for sure. He like I said, he just knows so much about the game, and he's just been around basketball. He shows me everything what to do, and he knows pretty much everything. So he's just helped me so much. He helps our whole team out.
Now you talked earlier, Tyler, about the game being bigger, faster, stronger. What are your thoughts on some of the unicorns that are coming like now? Like I think I've seen the other day it was a 7-3 player playing AAU basketball. Thinking out in California maybe, and then you see like it's a global game where Europeans are playing coming over. Like, what's your thoughts on the increased competition and just more unicorns being in the sport?
Oh, I think it's great. I mean, it's awesome. All these people from all over the world are playing basketball and they're just developing and getting so much better. It'll bring a lot of more like interest into like pro sports because I feel like viewership will increase from all over the world. Like when I was at Ohio for that tournament for Under Armour, I saw like a 7'5" upcoming freshman kid and I walked by him and it was unreal how tall he was. I couldn't believe it.
7'5"?
His name's like Jeremy Gohier. I don't know if you've heard of him.
I
Is he
have.
skilled?
Golly.
Yeah, I saw him there, and it was just unreal walking by him. I'm like, oh my gosh.
Oof, 7'5" is crazy. Last one before I throw it to Bacon. I know you want to be better this year. Do you have a point total, assist total, like any like big markers you want to hit this year playing for Stars Mill?
I mean, a long shot, I would say 2,000 points. I hit 1,000 last season. I'm about at 1,200 this year. But since they took away the region tournament this year, that's like 3 or 4 less games for me to hit it. So I think I'd have to average like a little bit over 30 to hit it this year. So it'll be tough, but maybe I can do it. I don't know. We'll just have to see.
We're rooting for you, brother. Nah, man. If there's anybody can do with your skill set, we betting on you, dog.
Thank you.
But absolutely, brother. I mean, that's all I got for you, brother. You know what I mean? The floor is yours. If you want to shout anybody out, plug your social medias, the floor is yours.
I mean, you can follow me on Instagram or Twitter at Griff is a bucket, just GRIFF is a bucket. I really appreciate it. And I just want to say thank you to all my coaches, Coach Reeves and my dad and Coach Harper and Coach Trey over at Hoop Atlanta and Jordan over at Hoop Atlanta as well. I just want to say thank y'all to everyone who's helped me get better and develop my game. And I really appreciate everything. I really appreciate y'all too.
Anytime, brother. Appreciate you coming on the show, man. And please keep us tapped in, man, with your journey, brother. We love to follow it and continue to stay tapped in with you.
Yes, sir. Thank you so much. I appreciate it.
Yes, sir. Thank you, Mr. Tyler.
Tyler Griffin is a bucket.
Tyler, hey, Griff is the bucket, not Tyler Griffin. Hey,
well, I just want to put his whole name in it, but Griff is for the brand. Griff is a bucket.
Griff is a bucket. You gotta see it right. See it right. Can't be messing them up.
My apologies.
Shout out to Jordan, man, for bringing him on and allowing him. Actually, let me send him the link real quick. Much appreciated, man. Helping us out. He played with him, Bacon, at Hoop Atlanta. Hoop Atlanta is a big. You know how it is, Bacon. It's a big thing, big network. And Jordan, he's all over the place, brother. So really appreciate him coming on and letting us talk to Tyler.
Nah, 100%. But definitely, brother. Definitely for all the stars, me, Tyler, his fan. Forgive me for not understanding, not seeing the brother's game. Because man, I'm gonna like Tyler. Man, he's. I'm not gonna say he's been better than most of the guards I've seen. I gotta really think about the guards, but man, brother can play, man. Brother can play for only NAIA's. I think he said D3s reaching out.
Yeah,
Man, that's crazy. That's crazy.
That's dope,
and it's gotta be because of like I said, man. A lot of people don't think of Stars Mill as a hoop school, but when he playing Griffin, playing Jonesboro, those are two schools that I know Bubba just went. I think he got a D1. He playing D1 somewhere. There were some work to get Bubba that offer. You know what I mean? They just got to start covering these young men south of like we talked today now, south of the north side. You know what I mean? Cover south of the airport. It's a lot of talent down here, man.
The problem is everything's on the north side and nothing's on the south. And like I said, for us guys like us that cover that and hit the small players, like I said, we'll go, but do you always want to go to Emerson? Do you always want to go to, no disrespect, all the way up north? Like, it's just like, nah, not all the time. Like, sometimes I want to just go in my backyard. Like, I want to go to Noonan, or I want to be able to go to, Atlanta, but everything is on the north. It's just It's
Right.
inconvenient. Now I was on the north, yeah, back in Indian Trail, and Shawnee not that far. That's a couple exits, but when you're not on the north, it's like, bro, that's kind of tough. You know what I'm saying? Consistently, so good little ride.
And I'm doing a disservice to to the Tyler, to the Jalen Browns, you know what I mean? People down in this area, just the Calvin Gosses, you know what I mean? I'm doing a
Calvin
disservice
can
to
play.
give them a platform.
Exactly, and they could use it. And the only way to get the platform is what, playing AAU. You know, playing for Georgia Stars, which is a great program. I'm not shooting the program; they're doing what they're supposed to do. But it's like, is that the only way they're going to get exposure? It's the only way they're going to get love. The only way they're going to get shown. It's just like, that's not right. They should be able to get some in their own area size space. You know,
100%. Like Coach Maxwell does a great job, and I mean, when you look at even somebody like Delrico Gillespie, you know, who's now at University of Houston, we had to go to Kent State. And there's nothing wrong with Kent State. Kent State is a great school, but where did he have to go to, I guess, kind of get on? I know Coach Maxwell. Coach Maxwell does a great job. He always graduating at least 11 that's going to school. But play for Game Elite. You know what I mean?
it's my point. You gotta do all that just to go on. I'm not a fan of that. And I think I won't reveal a person I'll talk to today, but I think he said it best. It's like the same, and especially for the big outlets, y'all cover the same people. Like, it's okay to hit the underrated guy and like give him that platform. And that's what I love about football, though, because I feel like we do that the best compared to basketball. Is like we hit everything. We don't just hit. You know what I'm saying? Like, obviously, we know 5 stars. We know about KJs, and we know about David Jacobs. But like, we go hit everybody. Like, I discovered a guy today from Langston Hughes for football. You know what I'm saying? Number 10, like,
Damn.
can play at a high level. Yeah, bro. He was, you know what I'm saying? He was balling, right? And I feel like we do better with that compared to maybe Hoops. And I think Hoops needs it. Because, like I said, everybody's not going to go D1 just because you don't go D. It's only a certain amount of scholarships. It's over because you don't go D1. No,
Right.
you can go play D2, D3, and rise up. Why you can't do that? That's all
Well
I'm saying.
said. Well said.
Yep.
Let's see.
Well,
yeah. Go ahead, brother.
no, go ahead.
I was just gonna check the comments out. I remember the good old NCS days, having y'all cover small private school football. Typically we don't, brother, but you know, I mean, I've been knowing you for a while. I'll definitely try to come see y'all at remind me of the name. I know where y'all at. It's been a while since I've been there, but I could definitely come show y'all some love, man. Hit me up on DM me on TikTok, and I'll lock you in my contact.
Listen, DM me on TikTok.
DM me on TikTok, man. That's where he became noticed. Central, that's it. Central Christian School, man. Not to going towards Sharpsburg for those local who don't know. Now you know Central Christian School on Sharpsburg. I'll leave that up for a second. But brother, I want to talk to you about we gotta talk some WNBA basketball, man. The Dream are top 3. The Dream look good. Miss Olivia Miles, you know what I mean? They're at the top of the WNBA rankings. So I pull this up. But before we get into that, man, who's been your favorite player to keep up with or to watch this season?
I definitely think. Hold on. I'm trying to change this.
Who in the world is this?
I definitely think Olivia Miles has been hooping. And she's been playing at a high level. You know what I'm saying? Jordan, what's going on, man? Appreciate you tapping in with us, man. I'm changing the thumbnail now. You know what I'm saying? But yeah, appreciate you tapping in, man. We just talked to Tyler, man. It was awesome. Shout out to you for setting that up for us, brother. We definitely appreciate it, man. Great guest. Yeah, I think Olivia Miles has definitely been hooping, man. She's been tearing it up. Paige Booker's, of course. You know what I'm saying? You look at, aces are established. Remember, at one point they didn't have, the best start to the season, but they've caught fire. 7-3 in their last 10. This was a team that was budding around 500. So I think they've been playing some high quality basketball. The Dream has been a pleasant surprise this year. They've been playing good. The insertion of Angel Reese, she's taken over some games. Very, very good, you know what I'm saying, backcourt. And I think things are just starting to kind of come together for them. And then how about one of the expansion franchises, Golden State Valkyries? They're playing at a high level as well. and playing some really good shared basketball and winning some big games, man. This could be the year they make the postseason. You know what I'm saying? So I definitely think it should be able to.
Nah, yeah, man. I mean, it's been a good year. I said the Liberty just took third spot. The Dream have been holding it down for a while. But shout out to the Liberty, you know what I mean? You got the main stage, you got Sabrina Ionescu, and you got the legend Stewie, Breonna Stewart doing her thing, 11-4, 8-2 in the last 10. Like I said, the Lynx are the hottest team in basketball. Olivia Miles, if you have not seen Olivia Miles play, you're missing out, man. Really making the Dallas Wings, not the Wings, is it the Dallas Wings? Yes, the Dallas Wings look like, you know what I mean? What are y'all doing, man? You know what I mean? Obviously, I understand, you know what I mean? AZ Fudd, you know what I mean? Paige, they were former teammates, well, college teammates, and you want to keep that dynamic together. But Olivia Miles, man, oh my goodness, man, y'all slept majorly, and y'all. We'll see if it can rebound for y'all. And to be quite frank, man, you know what I mean? I know they're allegedly in a relationship. You never want to mix business and pleasure.
Ben said that. Ben said that.
Ben said, yeah, Najeh Ben said that. You never want to do that. And hopefully it pans out for them, but that's a tough move. So definitely salute to Mr. Olivia Miles and the Minnesota Lynx. Asia Wilson continues to be a force in this league. And you know what I mean? Actually, I think they still got Jewel Lloyd. Let me see. Roster. Actually, want the stats. Let's do that first. Come on, babe, tighten up. There we go. Stats. Player. Wow, of course, they do it like this. Players. Oh my goodness. Roster. All right. Okay. So I see it is Jackie Young, 15 points per game. Alyssa Smith, 11 points. Chelsea Gray, like them, and the Aces have reloaded. Asia Wilson, Kennedy Carter, you know what I mean, who a lot of people may remember for her time in Chicago Sky, Jewel Lloyd. I mean, this team, Cheyenne Parker Ties, former Atlanta Dream player, this team can find themselves, legendary head coach Becky Hammond, can find themselves in another WNBA finals. So, you know what I mean? The Aces are not a team to be slept on. Obviously, they're taking lightly, obviously, because of Asia Wilson. People will never do that. But let's look at a team that's sitting in a good position. But to me, Naj, you know what I mean? I think they're at the bottom half of the league defensively. But with the offensive firepower, you know what I mean? I think they're underachieving a little bit. And to me, they got what they need to do to be better defensively. You got Kelsey Mitchell. You got Raven Johnson. You know what I'm saying? She can play defense. You got Leah Boston. You know what I mean? Was the best player in college coming out of South Carolina. Sophie Cunningham, she can put that thing. She can shoot the ball at a high clip. And, of course, we got not Asia Wilson. Of course, we got Caitlin Clark, CC, 20 points per game, 8 assists per game as well. Bree Hall, another South Carolina a guard. Monique Billings, you know what I mean? Obviously, the legend. So this team, they got what they need, but you can't win if you're not playing defense at a high level. I think Aaliyah Boston and Caitlin Clark combined for a 30-point, for the first ever duo, 30-point double-doubles. So I think the Fever, I think they're still figuring some things out, but I think they will it's going to be tough to crack this top 6. This top 5 is really buttoned up. But I think they have what it takes to find their way in here some type of way. And before we go into the stats, of course, we got to look at the Dream. I think the Dream got what it takes to do to shock a lot of people and potentially maybe get a WNBA championship. But Nas Hillman, Michigan legend, you know what I mean? Tahina Pow, scorer, shooter from South Carolina, Jordan, Canada, do it all. You know what I mean? 6.8 points, 6.8 assists a game. You know what I mean? Near double-double, 10 points per game. Angel Reese. And a lot of people have come down on Angel Reese hard for turnovers, you know what I mean? Things of that nature. But, you know what I mean? It just she's still developing. It's her second year in the league. Let's pump the brakes. I know, you know what I mean? She has a big brand and people are going to probe and do things like that. But I think she's going to settle in nicely. 2 years in the league, you know what I mean? Averaging a double-double, 3 assists. that's getting the job done. If you ask me, Ryan Howard's taking a step forward, being a consistent scorer, shooting the ball well this year. We're gonna need to continue to see that stay consistent as this team ascends later into the season. Medina Acott, 6'8" center. So like I said, man, I don't have to keep going through the roster, man. I think Brianna Jones is still working back from her injury. Carl Schmesko at the helm, but I think the Dream have positioned themselves nicely for a deep run. Now, also, I want to talk to you about now is just the extended. I think they just ruled in favor of extending the WNBA season to 50 games.
From 44. Yep, that's definitely happened this past week. Massive. I just think it goes to expansion. You talk about the expansion teams they have as well. That's coming into the fray. I believe Cleveland. I believe Detroit was in there if I'm not mistaken. So just the growth of the league, right? We see this is kind of at that point. The biggest thing they needed the right leadership in place, but we're seeing different things, right? Like the $1 million contracts for Asia Wilson and you know, I can't think of her name. You just said her name off of Indiana. Aaliyah Boston, right? Them getting those lucrative contracts. I think Kelsey Plum signed a nearly $1 million contract, right? So we're seeing the growth of the sport now expanding in about 50 games. More revenue coming in, more people tuned into the sport. I mean, it's just the growth. We seen it a few years ago. We talked about it, Bacon, and it was like, can the WNBA catch up to the college basketball? And the reason that it's seeing that growth is because those same stars that made the college basketball now in the pros, right? Caleb Clark's, right? The Flaugy Johnsons, the Raven Johnsons, the Olivia Miles, like all that kind of like pinnacle of the sport is now taking that same brand and that same kind of moxie to the league, which is just bringing more viewership and more eyes. So it's been a process, but it looks like it's finally up for the ladies. They ain't got to go overseas now and play unless they want to, but everything is centrally located here, for their success essentially. So I think it's great. And I think them expanding to 50 games just show that. And I think 50 is a good spot. I don't think you need to do more than that. You know what I'm saying? 50 will add a couple more games to the schedule. I think that's a good amount of games, per year. Hopefully don't go to 82 like like the NBA. To me, that waters down the league a little bit. I know you got sponsorship dollars and things invested, but that is a good number. 50 is a good number. So hopefully they stay around that, but I think that is a great expansion number for them and everything that they're trying to do. I love it for WNBA, and like I said, I think it's just them building up to this point. It's taken some years, some rough roads, but they sit in a really, really, really good spot.
Well said, brother. And the best days are still to come. Still have Juju Lewis in college. I mean, yeah. No, I'm sorry, not Juju Lewis. You still got Juju in college at USC. And then it's a lot of girls, like I said, Jersey Robinson in South Carolina, man. It's a lot of young talented girls with personalities and they can really hoop that's coming. That's just named two. That's just named two of the few. Olivia Edwards. I can't remember her name. Jazzy Davidson. It's a lot of girls, man. So it's definitely stay tuned to the WNBA. You know what I'm saying? Well, some of y'all may keep up with the W. We will keep ourselves very, you know what I'm saying? And we keep ourselves in the mix. With a lot of things in the sports world. So as much as, we cover and appreciate women's that I asked Ryan about, how they're working, incorporating the girls with Phenom, women's hoop or girls hoops with Phenom. He was super excited about it. So, and it gets no bigger than the WNBA if you ask me. So definitely want to, brief y'all, keep y'all up to speed, keep y'all current what's going on. I said, Jimmy. He said, yo, I've been seeing some of your Carvin Columba footage. Making great stuff, man. Appreciate you, Jimmy. Appreciate you tuning in, man, as always, brother. I bet, baby. Yeah, appreciate you tuning in, Jimmy. I ain't gonna lie, man. Y'all boys look tough. The young quarterback, I can't remember his name right now, but his brand name is a high fade, box top fade killer. Boy can spin it. The boy can spin it. Kingston Brown, what's the offensive tackle's name? I can't remember right now. I call him T. I can't remember his first name. But it looked good. I think, he's got some things to clean up. I was watching him. Got long arms. Some people kind of get around him more so than I like. But you know what I mean. I think I'm gonna be very good. I would like to see y'all try to play up a little bit because I'm tired of just seeing y'all dominate, man. Now I know y'all playing a good schedule this year. I know y'all playing Douglas Counties of the world and some other big schools, and I think I got a legit fighting chance to beat Douglas County. But you know what I mean. Y'all gonna dominate. Was it 3A? Y'all gonna dominate 3A, man. I know Worth County. I think they come up to see y'all. That's gonna be a good one. Najeh and I'll see if one of us definitely be in the building too to watch that game. Yes, sir. Sebastian Hurd, box top assassin. Baker, spin it, man. Out to my posture. Can spin it, man. I think y'all got something special, man. I got to chop it up with Coach Jones a little bit, man. You know, man, it doesn't get to me. It's a lot of schools, Troup County, Noonan, probably excluding Creekside, and maybe in Langston and some others. But to me, it doesn't get any bigger than Carver Columbus. I know y'all better resources. You know, I mean, I've been to some of y'all practices, but they have head coach Jarvis Jones, and they consistently put out athletes. To me, it don't get no bigger than Carver Columbus, man. So if you haven't seen it, Jimmy, on the YouTube, man, on Bacon Network, we got a exclusive interview. I know it's older now, but exclusive interview with Elijah Pritchett. Got to go on his home, man. So definitely tune into that, brother. You have to scroll down a little bit, but you know,
hey Jimmy. Sorry to interrupt. Jimmy, where you at? Come back, Jimmy. I need you. Here. Nah, Jimmy, come back, Jimmy. Worth,
Grove.
Cedar Grove. Is that a paddock camp?
Huh?
Is that a paddock camp, Jimmy?
Nah, we're talking about the season.
Oh, season.
Yeah.
Jimmy, can you tell this brother to my left, right? We was having this discussion. We only tell you because you family, Jimmy. We only tell you because you family. but Jimmy, can you tell him why it's important to expose them Carver boys before everybody gets on them? Like the Isaiah Brays and the Kingston Browns and all them boys. Go ahead and tell them, Jimmy. They get exposure, but get on them early. Tell them why that's important, Jimmy. I know you're out there listening, watching. Can you tell Bacon why that's important? Because I was telling him today, I was like, look, you got the kiddos. They there, they watching. You know what I'm saying? But I was telling him, you use your Instagram, use your TikTok, use what you need to use, Jimmy, and get on them early because them kids gonna remember that. Especially with what, like the whole thing we've been out, Jimmy. Like you've been here. We had what's this guy named? The Quick Hype said they've been finding Bacon content on TikTok. You another person's confirmed that. Can you tell him if you still here the damn importance, please? Because I've been telling them. Can you tell him that? I hope I ain't lose you, Jimmy. Hope I ain't lose you.
Jimmy's still there. He's probably typing right now. I bet. Yeah, nah, he been telling me, man. He been telling me. We got a dynasty, man. They got a dynasty for sure. Carver's a dynasty, man. And for it to be underserved like that, you know what I mean? It's a detriment. It's a detriment. But like I was talking to Coach Jones, man, he was like, man, it's gonna come. And it's gonna come because you know what I mean, they hear Jarvis Jones and the culture they have, they win, consistently put out P4 athletes every year, man. It's gotta come. And man, tell News 3, man. Tell News 3 to tighten up with their coverage, man. You know what I mean?
Thank you, Jimmy. Thank you. Get on it before everybody else. It's been gonna come back soon. You better be. Thank you, Jimmy. That's what I'll be trying to tell him. This is why I went to Thomasville. This is why I went to Valdosta, because people ain't freaking going down there. So if you get on these kids early, they're gonna remember, and then you got the platform that Bacon Network has. They're gonna start tapping in. Oh, who is Bacon exposing today? Who is Bacon putting on today? Then you become known for that. Thank you, Mr. Jimmy. Mr. Jimmy, no. You on mute, brother.
Jimmy, if you got any contact to any of the coaches at Carver, you know what I mean, let them know. You know what I'm saying? Najeh Bacon to come down there. We'll do it all, man. We'll do a tour. You know what I'm saying? We just anything to shine a light on them boys, man. We want, you know what I'm saying, free of charge. You know what I'm saying? Carver's a special place. Carver Columbus is a special place, and we want to not just get on them early. Of course, that's the reason. But we just want to tell this story before how can I say this the right way? Before big media comes in and tells a watered down story, we want to tell it how it needs to be told. So if you know anybody at Carver Columbus, a coach, principal, or athletic director, man, since they contact or vice versa, and we would love to come do that.
It is, man. It is.
Said there's no 7A school in Columbus. We are it, buddy, for West Central Georgia. He said, bet I can get y'all in touch with the coaches. Much love, brother.
Please, we need you, Jimmy. Do that because that's the underserved community. Bacon ain't that far. He closer than I am. I'm on the other side.
Yeah, about an hour out.
So Bacon could definitely get out there and go ahead and get plugged because ain't nobody making the trip down there to them boys is big. And Bacon can freak around and find a 4 or 5 star. You know what I'm saying? And pop him. I know once I put him on TikTok on mine, it's over. It ain't. No, not trying to be cocky, but that's just what it is. It's 19K following. So yeah, they'll pop it. But I would love Bacon to get that. I've been telling them. You've been tapping in with Troop counties and the other ones, which is good. But I've been telling that boy. What the TikTok, the power of the TikTok.
Yeah, nah, he ain't lying. Gotta give credit where credit is due. Sensei Najeh.
But we appreciate y'all tapping in, man, with the Hoops Podcast, man. We're gonna have more updates throughout the year. Any big tournaments, any big things going on during the weekend. Obviously WNBA coverage, college basketball as it starts to heat up, commitments. We'll have all that for you guys, man. So definitely will. You are right, Jimmy. That's how long Jimmy been rocking with me, dog. It is crazy. He's like, I told Najeh about this a few years ago. I'm not even gonna lie. I said you say you didn't. You definitely did. This is back when I was at Score, right? You did. I was like, Carver, but you gotta mind, Jimmy. I didn't know. Like, I didn't know the high school landscape like I know the high school landscape now. I'm seasoned now, Jimmy. I was a young whooping snapper with some Similac behind the ears and a young pup. I'm not a young pup no more. So I know game, Mr. Jimmy. But you did tell me. So I give you that. Jimmy used to tap in all the time, Bacon, when bro, he was on every show. Like we would, you know what I'm saying? I was only doing the YouTube lives. Jimmy was always there. Tapping in, watching every single time. You know what I'm saying?
We gotta meet you in person, Jim. When we come down the car, man, we gotta meet you in person, man. You the man.
My guy. Yeah, man. Tap in with me. I'll go ahead and get them kids out there, man. You know what I'm saying? They don't want me to go down in the car because it'll be over with. They don't want me to come.
Yes, they do, bro.
No, they want me to come. The other media don't want me to come.
Ah, nah.
Yeah. Head up.
You blew that thing wide open.
Exactly. But we appreciate you, Jimmy, man.
Absolutely.
Go ahead.
Nah, man, just get. Oh, well, never mind. We had 80 here. I was gonna give him I was gonna let you give him a little something about that Patty Kemp, but some dropped off a little bit. I mean, they can watch the YouTube video, man.
Yeah. Y'all go check that out, man. That's on the channel, man. We waiting for Bacon to do the collab post.
Yeah,
you know what I'm saying, on IG and on YouTube whenever he want to get himself good and ready. I'm just playing though. But yeah, man, we got that out on the channel, man. Y'all go check that out, man. It's live. That was my first solo one, and it was worth the drive for sure. Like a lot of fun, enjoyed it. Great kids, great content. Like anybody that's just jumping into the media industry for football, like that's where it's at, bro. Those paddets, you know, it's gonna be some more next week. Somebody invited me to Gainesville. The teams they're gonna have. I don't know if I'm gonna be driving out that far, but they got some good teams out there. You know what I'm saying? So yeah, man. Definitely will. Boom. There's an invite, Bacon. Y'all come down and holler at me. I'll host. That's from Mr. Jimmy. He focused right now, Jimmy. He said, y'all come down and holler at me. I'll host.
I bet that. But send the text.
Yeah, man, I'm finna get up off it, man. My phone is ringing, dinging, slinging, dinging. You know what I'm saying?
Appreciate y'all tuning in, man. You know where we at Monday. You can be there with us too. We know Jim gonna be there, man. The rest of y'all 7 that's in, right? Rest of y'all 6 other than Jim. Other than Slim
Period.
G. Tap in
That's
with us.
it. Y'all tap in. We'll probably be on the same things. 100%. 100%, Mrs. Jimmy. We definitely do. But yeah, y'all tap in tomorrow. I should have Kyle Johnson. Any Georgia Tech fans watching tomorrow, Friday at 3. Stay tuned for Tell Your Story. I know Bacon's gonna have a new show coming up here pretty soon in the coming days whenever he gets one scheduled. So y'all tap in for that. And Monday we'll have on Newton defensive coordinator in the building, man. So y'all tap in for that at 7:30 on Monday night. Be a lot of fun. We're going to try to hit the entire state with all the coaches, man. But that's gonna do it. It's another great episode of Just Sizzling News. And we will see y'all next time. And always remember, just peace and love.